Man. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Booth. I am Dan, the Law Arena, and today we have Oya with us. Woo-woo.
Hello.
So, how's everybody doing? How you doing today, Oya?
Hey, I'm doing great. Had a good weekend. Refreshed. Slept a lot.
Oh yeah. Tonight we're going to be talking about this wonderful movie, Storks, from 2016. Came out apparently in September 2023, or September 23, 2016.
Oh.
So this was a time when woke absurdities really wasn't a thing. And, movies were good. And this movie was pretty good. I mean, you had mommies and daddies, and you had boys and girls, and the girl had pink hair, and not a boy with pink hair. So it's like, whoa, we're gonna push some buttons tonight. But yeah, so Storks. Who remembers that? You probably remember, Storks, like pictures of Storks with the babies.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I actually worked on a TV series about storks too. It's actually funny. It's called Tots. It's about a stork that delivers babies with a penguin, which is another funny thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. And that's an animation?
I'll have to look it's a Disney show. It's called Tots.
Oh, Tots. Okay, yeah. I'll look at that. I got Disney Plus. Not, I mean.
Oh yeah, you could probably watch it. I don't have Disney Plus.
Good for you.
Hello.
for real. Okay. Good for you. Because I mean, I
honestly, I think people
watch stuff.
I feel like people who work in animation should get all the subscriptions for free.
Yeah, I think so too. They should.
Right? Because we work on them.
Right, exactly.
It would be like just an easy thank you.
Right. Hey, Galaxy Garage, what's up? How are you?
Hello.
Gotta get you on here sometime soon.
Galaxy Garage?
Yeah. He makes props and stuff.
Yep.
So for those of you who don't know, go check him out. So Storks. I remember like being a kid, in those books or seeing the pictures of storks with the baby hanging in the where they deliver babies and stuff. It's cute,
Yeah.
Definitely a cute.
It's a cute idea.
Yeah, it was a cute idea. And then whoever came up with this movie, man, I think they did it at the right time. I mean, obviously, I didn't know about it back in 2016. I was oblivious of this movie.
I didn't know it was from the same people who did the Lego movie.
Right, the Warner Brothers there. It's crazy.
I was surprised about that.
Why didn't they stick with stuff like that? I mean, it's a family, fun, adventure style movie. And
I'm pretty sure they're trying to find their groove, and they're just trying to build the... I don't know. Warner Brothers always has been into animation, right?
Yeah, they've done animation, of course. I think when Disney, when Pixar started their thing, everybody started jumping on that whole animation thing, trying it out.
Yeah.
So we'll get into it. We'll just start here first with the plot. You can go first, Oya. Tell us what you thought of the plot.
I thought it was a pretty good plot.
Explain it a little bit. Yeah.
So basically, the storks and the storks deliver babies, and there's a child that needs to be delivered. And it's mainly because a little boy on Earth writes a letter, and he wants a brother technically,
Mhm.
and he writes a letter to the Storks, who now only deliver packages and not babies. But
Right.
by the end of the movie, they end up going back to delivering babies. But it's kind of a wholesome family story about a kid getting a baby sister.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
what's it? Tulip is one of the girls who's an orphan
Yeah.
who wasn't able to be delivered to her family and
Yeah.
got stuck over at the Storks Corporation place because some bird got whacked out.
Yeah, it's really funny how they use the corporate world to show how the stork world worked. I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
interesting design almost, or interesting story
right,
idea.
exactly.
It was really
Yeah,
funny though, because it reminds me of really the work world, and
right.
it was interesting to see how the animation implemented how, because you know that one guy in the office, and he's always like sucking up to the boss. I felt
Oh,
like that was
yeah,
that pigeon dude. I was just like,
yeah.
oh my god, I know that guy at work. It was so good though.
It was
They
great.
portrayed him perfectly. Maybe
They
too
did.
perfect.
Anonymous, what's up, my friend? How are you? Well, you're looking
Hey,
good as ever.
thank you. Thanks,
um,
Anonymous.
yeah.
Anonymous.
Galaxy Garage. Yeah, let's do it. Get a hold of me, and I will um, send you a date for the end of the month here. That'd be great. Uh, so yeah, just like you said about the plot of Storks, it's basically that, and so this again, this girl who was an orphan, she got stuck there, and they wanted to fire her because she kept messing things up, right? Because she was kind of nerdy. She was like a
She
nerd.
didn't
She
fit the
didn't want
mold of the
to. Yeah,
corporate
she didn't.
world.
Yeah, but she
That's what it
tried.
was.
She tried, and then she tried coming up with things to do, and always failing because she wanted to help. And then so she got stuck down in the letter room, which no letters came. But like you said, the
Hmm.
one boy writes a letter, and then he wants a baby brother. And so she got the letter, and she was all happy. She was like, "Oh, all right, I got a letter. I'm gonna put
We
it
got to deliver
where,
this
yeah,
baby.
where I'm gonna put it where it's supposed to go." And then she apparently puts it in the wrong spot or something, and then it
Yeah,
creates a baby in this machine, which is weird. I mean, obviously we know that babies are not created in machines, but
they're
this
not.
is yeah, and they're not carried by storks in reality. uh
Oh, what a
darn.
disappointment.
What a disappointment. It's funny because in the beginning of the movie they're like, oh, by the way, everybody, spoilers, um for anyone who
My
has not seen
question
this
is,
movie. Yeah, go ahead.
my question is, when they said the stork stopped delivering babies, did just everybody on Earth just like stop having babies
No, no.
in the
Okay, so
meantime?
that's where I was gonna get
It
to.
was like a plot
Because
device.
if you remember, they said, "Oh, we stopped delivering babies because there was other ways to make babies."
Oh.
Because kind of getting at, mommies and daddies can,
Oh, okay,
procreate and
okay.
make babies themselves. So that's why they stopped delivering babies, because they were like, there's other ways to do it. They don't need us anymore.
so
Um,
then, so then they'll like have a million babies at the end of the
yeah,
movie.
right, exactly.
All
They
right,
they
that
do.
makes sense. Where all those
Um,
babies goes, we don't know.
yep. And it's funny how the main stork of this movie and that orphan girl, they fight like they're a married couple sometimes. They're like, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
you made the baby, you take care of it."
Yeah.
It's like, I was
What
like,
was the
"Oh, that's
storks?
funny."
What was the storks guy's name? I forgot.
Oh, let me
I know
just look it up
Tulip.
real quickly. Tulip, yep, Junior, I think it was.
His name is Junior.
Yes. Uh,
Okay.
and yep. All right, and we'll get into that in the casting part or in the acting part. But yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Junior. Yeah, go ahead.
Animus wrote future pod babies.
Future pod babies. Yes, yes. Brett, how
That's
you doing?
funny.
I came at it. Yeah. He goes, I
Hello.
came at an odd time. Yes, you did. We're talking about the movie Storks.
Hmm.
It was made in 2016, a Warner Brothers movie. Came out in September 23rd.
Hey, Phil,
So,
as well.
Phil, what's up? How are you? Um, Obviously, Brett said hello to you too. Oh, yeah. So,
Hello.
hello, everybody. So, yeah.
Hello,
So,
chat.
hello, chat. Hello, chat. Hail the chat, you know. Um, Hail everybody. So, yeah. So, I would,
Mm.
the it was a nice, funny, um, adventurous type style plot. So I'm gonna give it a point. What do you
I would
give
give
it?
it a point. I would give it a point. 100%. Good plot,
Oh,
good storyline,
all right, all
good
right.
overall story.
Yeah,
Definitely a good, warm-hearted message.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So for those of you who are new here at Inside the Booth, for those who may be watching now or maybe watching after the live is over, this is how we rate our point system. We go with the plot, we go acting, cinematography, and um, the music, which is the score of the movie or just the music of the movie, and then we do a little thing called an allegory at the end and how it relates to what we do in life, and how it relates to as I as a Christian, how it relates to a Christian life. So, um, so yeah, so and then we give each category a point, and then at the end, if Oya gives it 5 points and I give it 5 points, it becomes 10 points overall. That's how we score, or that's how we, uh, yeah, that's how we make the scores happen. um, so there you are. All right, so next is the acting. And now acting is obviously going to be animated and it's going to be voice acting. Um, and since I already pulled this up on my computer, we got Andy Samberg as Junior, that white, goofy looking guy.
Hold
We
on,
got
I should probably look this up.
right. We got Jordan Peele as Beta Wolf, and he was one of the wolves. He was like one of the dogs in the movie. They were funny,
Those
and
dogs were crazy.
yeah,
The wolves,
they were hilarious. And then you got
they're really funny.
Tegan.
I thought that was really great. Like
Yeah,
animation wise, they did a great
right.
job with
Yeah,
that.
they did. They did. The other wolf is Tegan Michael K. He's Alpha. We got
Oh, I knew it
Jennifer.
was that guy.
Yeah,
The
and we got
dad. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, and we got Jennifer Aniston as Sarah Gardner, and uh, Kelsey Grammer as Hunter. We got Katie Crown as Tulip. Let me hit the all button. Okay, so the pigeon guy was Stephen Kramer. He was pretty funny. that little pigeon guy.
No, he
A suck up.
reminded me. He reminded me too many people at work trying to kiss up to the boss.
Right.
Way too many people.
um, and then we got Danny Trejo. I can't remember how to say his last name.
I
I'm
don't know.
butchering names. Sorry, everybody, if I butchered these actors' names. But he was Jasper. He was. I think that Jasper was the main boss of the Storks there, the one
I
with
know.
the black tie.
I thought Jasper was the one that stole the baby originally.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So
I don't
Jasper
know.
was the was
Yeah.
the
The
crazy
crazy stork.
the
Yeah.
stork
The
going
baby
around
thief
going.
stork.
Yeah. And then you got Ty Burrell as Henry Gardner, and then for the kid, Nate Gardner is uh, Anton Starkman. Not really sure. I mean, it's a good cast. I know some of these faces, and I've seen them in a couple of other things before. Um, I mean, they're not as popular as some other people, but they did a good job, I thought, with
Yeah,
the voice
I
acting.
thought they did a good job with the voice acting.
Yeah,
I had no complaints on any of the actors. I recognize the dad's voice because I can recognize that voice from anywhere because he was on Modern Family, the
Oh,
show Modern
yeah. There
Family.
you go.
He's
Yeah,
he's the funniest character on the show in my opinion. So
yeah.
as soon as he spoke, I was like, it's the Modern Family dad. Phil, that's his name in the show.
Right, right. Brett says he's seen this movie. I'm coming
Yeah,
back to some. Yeah, that's cool. That's good. Thanks,
Danny
Brett.
was in Far Cry 6. I didn't play Far Cry 6, but debating about it maybe. Steam Summer Sale is on, so buy your cheap games now, everybody.
Yeah, and yes, Brett says Storks is a very pro-life movie. It's strange how in 2016, not even 10 years ago, as like 7 years ago maybe, 2016 wasn't that long ago, how things were pro-life, and and then now everybody going woke is the opposite direction. All these companies want to go the opposite direction for some weird reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's for publicity, because when you talk about things that's controversial, you get more people talking about it, about your stuff. You know how back in the old days they said, um, what is it? Gosh, I can't remember the saying. It was something like, if it's good news or if it's bad news, it's bad news is still good news.
Good
For
publicity is
yeah,
still
yeah,
publicity, or right?
yes, yeah, something like that. I can't remember. If you guys in the chat remember what that quote was back in the old days, it was about something about bad publicity is still good
Yeah,
publicity or something like
yeah,
that.
that's it. That's it.
Um, uh,
Yeah, bad publicity is good publicity because it's still publicity.
right, right. And maybe that's why these companies are going that way, even if they don't believe it or
Well,
something.
technically, it's because of ESG. They're trying to get their ESG score up.
Right, right. Um, oh yeah, Brett says, how can he find you on
You
YouTube?
can't. I don't exist. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I
Right here
can.
for now.
Yeah, you can find me right here. I'm right here. Yeah, I'm mainly on here more than anywhere. I have a YouTube channel, but I'm not very active on my YouTube channel. I just post like AI stuff that I do for fun.
Nice.
It's like a side hobby thing.
Well, that's fun though, right? It's got to be fun.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Um,
I don't think I even have your YouTube channel. I don't
what?
even
You
think I
should
know it.
have it. No? Well,
No, I don't think I
I'll
even
send
know
it
it.
to you, Dan.
Yeah,
I'll
send it
send
to
it
me.
to you.
Brett, I'll send it to you once I get it.
And like I said,
if
I'm not very
you want it.
active on my YouTube channel. I've been posting a little bit more recently, but I mainly just post it's a very old channel.
Right.
Maybe I'll do something with it eventually, but right now it's just kind of sitting there.
Right. Kelsey Grammer is one of my favorite pro-life actors. That's good. That's good.
Kelsey Grammer. Where have I heard that name before? Oh yeah, he was famous in a bunch of 90s shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two great games that have changed
Didn't he do
Rise and The Last of Us.
Frasier? Yeah, he was on Frasier.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, I think the way the actors did the voice acting and stuff, I think they did good. I'll give it a point just because it was it was funny when it needed to be funny, and it was serious when it needed to be serious, and I think the actors nailed it with their voice acting. Especially those two wolf people, because I didn't even know who they were because their voices, I think they kind of changed the way they talked or something a little bit. That Jordan Peele and Keegan Michael Kay, because I've seen them on YouTube before as
Jordan Peele
comedy
is
stuff. Yeah, they do comedy stuff together.
Yeah.
I've always laughed. I was always like, oh, that's hilarious. I mean, I don't know how they, what the
I would
politics
definitely
are.
give it a point as
Sometimes,
well.
yeah. So we'll give that a point each. Um, yeah. So before we go on to the next one, let's do a short commercial break. So everybody, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Click the like button.
That's right. Vanquish that like button, or smash it, or pound it, however you want
Hell
to
yeah.
do it to the like button. It's okay. Do what you want to that like button, as long as you hit the like. I remember when the dislike was able to be seen,
Nah,
and
not anymore.
yeah, and it's not anymore. And I remember the dislike used to still, even though it was a dislike, you still had the revenue and it still pushed it out. But because you can't see it anymore, I wonder if that's different. So
You can add a add-on thing that'll show you the dislikes, but
right,
it's like, what's the point? Most people don't even click it because they know nobody's gonna see it.
right, yeah.
So it kind of backfired
It
in
did,
a
it did.
way.
Stupid.
It's a
Because I
little
used
silly,
to,
yeah.
yeah, I used to tell people to click the dislike. Click that dislike button if you don't like us.
Oh, really? You're
Yeah,
advertising them to click it.
yeah,
Click the
yeah.
dislike button then.
Um, but yeah, don't forget to do this to the bell.
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
Ding ding.
Ding ding. And that's when you get notified for upcoming events or upcoming streams or posts that we post in the future. And you're supposed to get notified. Sometimes you don't. I don't know why. So if you don't get notified periodically, check up on us and and I think that's what hitting like helps to make the notifications act and react better for your when you click the YouTube, you know, strange things. Anyways, if you like what we do here, you like what you see, become a member to our YouTube channel or become a member on our Patreon if you do not want to support YouTube. And and that helps us to help you, to help us, to help you again, to keep these beautiful streams going. We also have a merchandise store.
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. Go to www.insidetheboothtv.com/shop and get yourself a beautiful mug or a neck gaiter or a do-rag. I call them do-rags, not neck gaiters, but they're called neck gaiters on the page there. And just if you support us that way, you're also not only supporting us financially, but you're also supporting us by wearing it out and showing other people that you like us. And then people can ask you, well, what's that? And you can tell them, hey, it's a podcast. And they'll come on and they'll hit the like button and they'll subscribe. Word of mouth. They say word of mouth is better. So there you go. There's my 2-minute rant of
Yay!
commercialing for those who like commercialing. Or to the icky. I can draw a picture of you, Dan, to explain where babies come from. Yes.
You should totally do that. I
And then
agree.
put it on Twitter.
We'll post it. We'll
Tweet
post
it to me. We'll post it. Inside the booth, the flamethrower. I do have one that someone made for me. I'm thinking maybe we should make them to sell too. Inside the booth.
Does it work?
No, it's just a prop. It looks like the one from Spaceballs, but it's not real. But if you guys want one, let me know.
Elon Musk can also give you a flamethrower.
That's it. Maybe I should make real ones And so
Just start making flamethrowers.
that would be great. I just need a hot dog and a donut. Yes. I get it. I get it. I get it. It's yeah, okay. Okay, so
Yeah.
back to the movie review. I want a real one. Yeah, I know. So do I. I just need to figure out how to make one that works and it's cheap, so I could sell it to you guys.
Hairspray.
Hey, you get hairspray and a lighter.
A lighter. Boom. Instant flamethrower. I would not condone. Like, don't do it. It's.
So remember, guys, we are talking about this wonderful movie, Storks. If you haven't seen it, obviously we're going to be spoiling everything like we always do. And if you haven't seen it after watching us tonight, go watch it. It's on Netflix. Came out in 2016.
It's not on Canadian Netflix. I just want to let you know.
Oh, it's not.
No, I thought it was. It's okay. It's okay.
I forgot. Oh, I forgot.
So if you're in Canada, just watch it elsewhere.
I'm glad you got somewhere else to watch it. All right, so cinematography, which is, obviously the camera work, which would be the animation work.
I thought it was great. I thought the lighting was great. I thought the effects were great. The CG was wonderful.
Oh yeah, since this is your
right up my alley.
Yeah, go ahead. You go first. How did you like it? What did you like
I
the
really
best?
enjoyed the CG. I love how bright and colorful it was. I thought the lighting was perfect. Like the lighting in the mood was good when it needed to be. I really enjoyed when the baby maker was getting built. I really like how they made it into clocks and gears and gizmos, and it was all bright and colorful. And man, it must have been hard working on that show because there was a lot of babies. There must have been a crowd of babies. Like the crowd artists must have had a fun time on that movie. You've got babies mixed with storks, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, about a million each, right?
I also really liked the scene with the snow when they're going down. They're almost gonna fall off the waterfall, and then they don't yet. But I just thought that was such a great shot for the water. I was like, that's beautiful looking water, yay! This is stuff I get excited about.
No, that's cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I really liked. I liked how the look of the characters, the hair, everything. They did great. I would give it a point.
Yeah,
for sure.
You remember the part more toward the beginning where this Junior, the stork, he's brushing his feathers with a brush.
Oh, and I really liked the what do you call it? The stork convention.
Oh, right, the stork convention.
Cracked me up so much because I've been to so many conventions, and just how corporate, but you can be excited but not too excited.
Right, and he was so I'm such excited. A big fan.
yeah, it was so funny. That cracked me up.
All right, so what would you give cinematography?
Definitely a point.
All right. I will also give it a point. Because I thought it was great. It like you said, it looked great. This is, obviously I'm not a perfectionist to the eye when it comes to computer animation and stuff. But I thought it looked great. I thought everything worked pretty well in that scenario. So yeah, give it a point as well. Brett says storkography. I can't read. Sorry, everybody. Storkography. That's it. I don't know why I was thinking graph. Well, I guess there's kind of graph.
Storkography. Definitely. It's a good
Uh,
play on words.
there it is. It is. Uncle Mike, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for
Hello.
watching. How many out of 5 popcorn bags? Not
Would I
sure
rate
what
the
you mean,
movie?
but not sure. Well, we're rating the movie now. If you didn't notice, we are in the categories. So the next one, and we'll tell you what the score is after the end. So the next one is the music or the slash score of the movie. You know, like a musical score, not the score of a number score. Yeah. So we're gonna score the score tonight. Music. Or yeah, what did you think of music?
Well, one song I didn't. Do you know the when the pigeon sang? It was actually one of
Oh
my
yeah.
favorite songs, and they butchered the song, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I did not like it personally. So
Well,
I'm gonna
I
give
think
it a
that's
0.5.
okay. A half a point. All right,
Half a
all right.
point.
I
Half a point.
gotcha. I gotcha. I thought it was
But the
okay. I
rest
thought
of
it
the
was good.
music was good.
All
It's
right.
just they butchered one of my favorite songs.
I think they did
It
that on
was
purpose,
almost.
though, to make it
It
like a
was so.
comedy. You know, it's
It was so
hilarious.
cringy. Well,
I
if they
know,
were
but that was
going
the
for
point
cringe,
of it.
then
Yeah, then they did a good job. So, would
mm,
you give it a point now? Then?
no,
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 still no
still
full
bad
point.
use of cringe music.
I'll give it a point because I did enjoy the music. I thought it every spot that it did, and it's the music in this is not so much a music like a
Yeah,
classical musical
it's not. It's not
score.
like a
It's
Disney
more of
movie.
right. It's more of like they picked songs from people who sang, but I like where they placed the songs. I think they did a very good job placing the music.
And it wasn't
And
like, oh, another song.
yeah, exactly. So it was well
Yeah.
done. And it wasn't too distracting from the movie itself.
Hmm.
So I think they did a good job. So I'll give it a point, even though you don't.
Wow. If they chose any other song, it would have been fine.
To make it cringe, yeah. That's all
How
right.
do you
I thought that
like me
was yeah. I thought that was funny though.
now? Oh, I hated it. This is just
Half a
personal
bag,
preference at this point, though.
right? My oh, Brett says his local Fox News channel reviews movies using popcorn bags like a star rating system. Oh, okay. I got you. And that's cool that your
Yeah.
local news, Fox News, does something different than the majority of Fox News people.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think Fox News reviews movies often, do they?
no, not the main
Not that I
Fox
see.
News, but
No.
maybe local. Yeah, you could do anything you want if you're local, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's no all dogs go to heaven. Hey
Best
now.
songs ever. Best song. It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Last but not least, the allegory of this wonderful, wonderful movie. We kind of flew through these tonight, didn't
yeah,
we? Look at that. We're already at the allegory, everybody. This
that was
might be
pretty
a
fast.
shorter. Yeah, this might be a shorter uh, podcast
Oh,
tonight.
can I
Um,
answer for something Animus
yeah,
said real quick?
yeah.
He
Go ahead.
said, "Oh, is Canada censoring?" Animus, no, Canada's not censoring. They're just the Netflix that's available in Canada is a little bit different than the Netflix that's available in the U.S. So sometimes what's available in the U.S. will not be available in Canada or vice versa. So this isn't a
Right.
censoring thing. It's just, I guess
I've
the
heard that.
Netflix in Canada has different contracts out with different things that are airing. Because I know that in the US, you guys don't have The Office anymore on
Right.
Netflix, but we do in Canada, so I could still watch The Office.
That's a good.
Just
That's a
so
good
you know.
show.
Yeah, it's a great show.
It's funny.
Actually, a little bit of the corporatism or the corporate world thing in the movie reminded me of The Office a
A
lot.
little bit, yeah. It
Yeah,
did a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit, yeah.
I thought that's what it reminded me of. I thought that was pretty funny.
That is funny. You know, Canada is the 51st state.
No, it's not. No, take
No,
that
we don't
back.
want
You take that
Canada.
back.
We don't want Canada. Keep Canada out of here.
Canada's Canada.
Yeah.
Just keep Canada, Canada.
Anonymous says, nice. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep. And I've heard that too from other people.
But
especially like people who advertise for what is that? NordVPN and stuff. You get a VPN and then you can be like you're in Canada and you can get the Netflix from Canada and then vice versa and stuff like that. So we're not sponsored by NordVPN, but you can go over there and whatever you want. Maybe one day we will be. That would be nice.
There you go.
I like what Lovett says. She goes, still trying to figure out where babies come from.
It's a hard question. It's a hard
LOL.
question.
Hi, y'all. What's up,
Storks.
Lovett? How are you? Yeah, storks. Obviously,
from
storks bring babies. Like I said in the movie, they did say that there's other ways to make babies.
They just didn't go into the details.
They didn't go into detail. And when the kid asks, I want a baby brother, they look at each other and they're like, whoa, I don't know.
I love how the parents were laughing.
Yeah. And they were like, well, we don't know if we got time for that.
They're like, wow, what time are you free this evening?
You're right. Yeah. Exactly.
I also liked how that kid who played the kid was pretty adorable. Where he's trying to get the parents to pay attention to him, and he's just like, he's like, you only have like a couple more months till I become my angry teenager. You should time with me.
Yeah,
he's using his future to
right. Yeah. He goes, a blink of an eye and I'll be in college already.
Blink of an eye, I'll be in college. What'd you say?
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty clever.
That
was pretty
awesome.
Nice. I enjoyed that a lot.
All right, so allegory. Did you come up with an allegory, or yeah?
You know what? I'll let you take this one.
I'll start. Okay, when I talk, maybe you can come up with something.
Sure.
So, there are a couple of allegories I could probably take from this, but the one that stood out to me the most was the orphan, and the orphan being restored to her family at the end. And the reason why it probably stuck out to me most is because, I didn't have a father in my family, and so I felt like an orphan at times, stuff like that. And it was nice to be restored back into the family, like finally, she was lost, but now she's found type of thing. So that also brings into the the parable of the son who leaves his father's house and comes back. What was the parable called? Goodness, I can't even remember. Some of you might remember. You know what I'm talking about. Oya's new to the whole biblical stuff, so
yeah, actually I am.
So I did have a couple of verses from the Bible about restoration, because restoration is important to us as humans who become restored back to God, and like we are the lost children that come back to a family. And we were lost maybe on accident or maybe on purpose, like the one stork kind of dropped the homing beacon and it was like, oh no, and that's how she became an orphan to the storks corporation, I guess you could say.
Historic
It wasn't.
corporation.
It wasn't really a family, you know. It was more of like a corporation, and she.
They
tried,
kind of like shoved her in the closet a little bit.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I
Yeah,
kind of, it was
she
not.
tried to make friends. It didn't work, you know. She didn't
um,
fit in, you know.
Definitely
And
did not fit in.
yeah, and I was a little bit like that in high school. I didn't really fit in with a lot of friends. I was either friends with everybody or I was friends with nobody. You know, that's kind of how I was on and off in school. And that's okay because, you know, you grow up and you learn more
You find
things.
yourself. When you
Yeah,
grow up.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's easier actually that way than to have a clique of friends than finding yourself. So the which verse was I looking at? Sorry. So I'll just read what this thing says here.
Yeah, go for it.
What? All right. So it says, "What does the Bible say about restoration?" To top scripture quotes. You know, I was looking at them. It says restoration in the Bible is synonymous with healing, repairing, returning to a previous state of being. Psalms 51:12 says, "Restore me the joy of your salvation and uphold me with a willing spirit. Although we may stray from steadfast faith and obedience, there are numerous Bible verses about restoration we can look to for inspiration, for renewal in our lives." So restoring, like I was talking about, the restoration of us into God's family again. Acts 3:21, heaven must receive him until the time comes for God to restore everything as he promised long ago through his holy prophets. That's not the one I was looking at. Sorry. Okay, so Amos 9:14 says, and I will bring my people Israel, my people from Israel, back from exile. So it's like us as Gentiles, we're in exile, you know. They will rebuild the renewed cities and live in them. They will plant vineyards and drink their wine. They will make gardens and eat their fruit. So it's like us as let's say unbelievers or strayed from the belief of God, and we go back to God. You know, we have been, I guess you could say, exiled, but then we go back to God, and when we go back, we are renewed. Our restoration happens, you know, and obviously a lot of that is spiritual and emotional restorations, because I had a lot of emotional stuff when I was a kid, and God restored me. And then he started restoring the physical parts of the family and stuff. And it was, you know, it's a beautiful thing when you humble yourself and you say, God, I need your help, you know, and you forgive others who've hurt you, and then you ask for forgiveness for those that you may think you have hurt them, you know. And God does say that when we ask for forgiveness, he will also forgive us, you know. So if we learn forgiveness, we will we will learn from forgiveness from above, you know. We will receive it, basically. Hot take: nuns control the Storks.
Yeah, I like that. That's funny.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one. The more real you are, less friends you have for keeping it real. Yep, that's true. That's true. So
What's
yeah,
that
you know,
saying? Inconvenient truth.
yeah, inconvenient truths. Yeah, I'm just saying hello to myself, hello to me and myself. Wow, that is self-indulgent. Adamus, you're so funny. You're hilarious. He said hello to himself. Have you seen Jack the Giant Slayer? Yes, I have. The Nephilim in the Book of Giants comes to mind when I watch that movie. Yeah. You know, you're right. You know, there's a lot of things, you know, and it's funny because what the Bible does say that God knew us before we were born, right? So how did he know us beforehand? We must have already lived with him at one point in our lives, right? Then we come to earth, and then all that stuff gets forgotten, and then you got to restore yourself back to what God made, the relationships and stuff. And that's why Jesus died on the cross, to bridge the gap of the relationship between human and God, because what happened, back in the Old Testament times, it was you had to sacrifice pure animals, like I think it was mainly sheep that they sacrificed to God, and it had to be a priest who wore all these robes, and and the priest had to do it for you, and it was this crazy thing that was like so complicated that God already had in mind that his son Jesus would come down and uncomplicate things, because the I don't know, the Jews, the Hebrews, they weren't really doing it right in the first place, because God wanted everybody to be a part of his who he was. So when Jesus did what he did, died on the cross for our sins, died, rose again on the third day, we are now able, as Gentiles, to be restored into the family of Christ. And we are no longer orphans. We're now part of that family, So it's a beautiful thing to be, So that's what, obviously, that part of that movie reminded me of, with her being the orphan, trying to fit into everything. And then at the end, she was restored to the family. And then she even tells
I felt it was a little weird when she's just like, I'm part of the family, and there's like 20 people in her family. I was just like, that would be kind of nuts. To go from like having no family to having like 1 million people in your family.
Right.
That
was a big, right.
A pretty big family.
It was a big family.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's like, a lot of family.
Yeah, that would be overwhelming to most people, but maybe with her character, that's what she would hoping,
probably fit in.
Exactly, especially if she had a lot of storks around her. All them storks helped her out to.
I wonder if they'll make a sequel to that movie. I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder. That would be.
I think that was going to be a good movie, actually.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see what happens afterwards.
What happens after? They'd have to come up with a good story, though, because you can't come up with a story from 2023.
Yeah, don't make a sequel if you don't need one.
Yeah, exactly, because this movie, 2016, it was hit at the right point.
2016 was like when Bernie was in office.
Right.
Like, that's how different it was, and people were cheering for him.
Right, exactly.
Like, that's crazy. Like, it seems like the world's shifted so quickly from that time.
Yeah, I know. I hear people used to live for hundreds of years before the flood, so people before us might have actually known Adam and Eve. Yeah, that's true, Brett. Yeah. I don't want to get into all of that right now, because all that stuff can get deep, and don't want to confuse. Yeah, don't want to confuse people at the moment. Just want to let everybody know that Jesus is there for you if you want him around your life, and to be restored with God is a beautiful thing. I did it. If I can do it, you can do it. Obviously, it's not an easy road. Like back in the 90s, I remember everybody used to say, oh, once you accept Jesus in your life becomes easy. And, it's not. Those people lied to us. But see, I was the type of person that would stick it out anyways, because I guess I was like that, But I unfortunately have had many friends who have left the faith because it wasn't easy for them. Like, oh, it was supposed to be so easy. But hardships come, And if hardships come, why should I stick it out? God wasn't there for me. That's what they would say. I'm like, what do you mean he wasn't there for you? But yeah, so it's not easy. but in the end, there is a reward, and it is very rewarding. So it's like going on a 5 mile race, a running race. You gotta go until you get to the end. It gets hard in the middle part because you get tired and you get weary and you're like, oh, why am I doing this still? But then when you get to the end, everybody's there cheering for you. Everybody's there, like, especially if you're like the first place winner, everybody's there for you. Whoa! And you get trophies and you get rewards. So that's kind of like with Jesus. We're running our race. It's really hard in the middle because you get tired. You get tired of life per se, and you just want to get to the end. But when you do get to the end, it's rewarding. So, and that's where our hope is in Jesus and the end of the race, the reward, and being connected with God again. Transpotted is one of my favorite pro-life movies with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes.
I've heard it's a good movie.
Ewan McGregor's in it. Is it?
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I know it's supposed to be a good movie.
You know what movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just I don't have much to say for the allegory part for the movie.
Okay.
For me personally.
I'll give it a point for me. And since you didn't come up with one or see one, would you give it a point, or was my explanation pretty good?
No, yeah, your explanation was fine.
What would you give it?
I just didn't think too hard on that.
Oh yeah, no. Sometimes I'm tired and I don't either. And then
it was good. It was a good. I'd give it a point. Like it definitely had a allegory to it.
All right. So what I was gonna say, I know this is off subject, but I remember watching The Island. I think that's what it was called, with
the
Ewan
one
McGregor.
with Leonardo.
No, with you.
Oh, that's
no. With Ewan McGregor. I think it was called Island or The Island or something like that, where they're clones in this thing, and then their life is meant to just basically die and give their organs to the real people living outside of this area. But they think when they get called to like the utopia that they're looking forward to, they're like, yay! But then Ewan McGregor's character finds out that it's basically like they're cutting up the person and killing him for the organs for the real person who is got the problems, I guess, or something like that. It's weird, but it's kind of cool all at the same time. It's like kind of futuristic-y style. I don't know. But I think it's called Island or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Logan's Run on steroids. So all together we gave Storks a 9.5
that's a pretty good score
out of 10. So that's a pretty good score, everybody. So obviously we recommended this movie, Storks.
I would recommend it for sure.
Yeah. Oya
go watch it. It's pretty good.
She says she'll probably watch it again. She enjoyed it.
If I had a kid, it would be a great kid movie to watch.
Yeah. It's definitely a good kid movie. My kids didn't want to watch it with me today.
No?
But, no.
How old are your kids?
So I watched
again?
it by myself. They're 6 and one is 11.
Oh, they didn't want to watch it? It's like perfect age.
Two of them are 6, one's 11. And they usually watch the movies with me, but apparently it was just one of those days they didn't want to watch Daddy's movie. Why, Dad? Why?
We gotta.
But I'll make them watch it one of these days because it is a good movie. It is quite well. My wife is a librarian. I will tell her about the movie, and she can even show it at the library. I'll have to give Storks a watch.
Love
sometime.
it. You should definitely watch
it. You do. You should. You should. Great
It's
movie.
good. You'll
Great
like
movie.
it.
Yeah, so the island Earth. I think it's just the island Anonymous. Anyways, with that being said, guys, this is the end of the show. We did actually make it to 55 minutes. I actually thought it was going to be shorter because we were almost done earlier, but then we got talking. And then I got reading. You know, my reading is not the best, but hopefully it wasn't boring everybody too
Sounded
much.
fine.
Oh, thank you. I practice. I practice. Oh, when I was in school, my reading was horrible. I was like one of those kids that read like one word at a time. The man took, I was like, what's wrong with you, boy?
Hey, at least you can read.
No,
Some people
thank you.
can't.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Which blows my mind that there's people who just don't know how to read still.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I understand it, I guess, because there's a lot of like, especially inner city places, they just pass the kids just to get them gone, and then those kids go into gangs, and they're like, it's sad, honestly.
Well, not all the time.
Well, that's true, not all the time, but sometimes.
That's a good note
When
to
are we
leave off
gonna-
on.
Right. All right,
Kids
well,
going into
everybody.
gangs.
Yeah, woo, gang time. Anyways, everybody, thanks for being here. We love you guys. Don't forget, subscribe, share, vanquish the like button, ring the bell, purchase some merchandise if you got some money, and become a member. For just as little as $1, you guys can become a member to Patreon or even YouTube membership. And I know not a lot of people like to support YouTube, but that's why we have Patreon. I'm not sure about what Patreon's politics are, and if they're bad, maybe I'll get a different thing. But right now,
Good night, love
that's
it.
what works.
Good night, Phil.
It's what works.
Good night,
Yes,
chat.
good night. Love y'all. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
See ya. Enjoy.